So how many times have you sat down and you're like, okay, it's writing time, and then you feel absolutely nothing? No ideas, no motivation, head empty, nothing's coming. You just have a blank page and guilt. But today we're focusing on what actually inspires you. How can you summon that inspiration on demand so that we can stop relying on inspiration as our motivation to get started and start wielding our inspiration as a tool when we're ready to write. We want you to be able to tap into inspiration on demand instead of just sitting and waiting for lightning to strike. I definitely used to think that inspiration was like this mystical thing that either showed up or it didn't. But over time, I kind of realized that there are certain things that do inspire me. And once I realize what those are, I can use them on purpose instead of discovering it by accident. So much about writing is ritual, right? Finding these patterns that we can recreate at a moment's notice in order to get ourselves into the zone so we can start writing. So we're gonna go through a few questions that you can journal on to help you figure this out. First is, where do you often get your ideas? Think about like the last few brain blasts that you had. Where were you? What time was it? What had you just finished doing? Common one is in the shower or while going for a walk or lying in bed before sleep, deep in conversation with your friends or watching other people work or do something creative. For me, it's definitely music. That's kind of the consistent thing that I can take with me literally everywhere. I actually do love finding inspiration on the internet. I am such a sucker for a good think piece or a really creative video on TikTok or Instagram. So try journaling about what you've noticed about yourself when you get your ideas, and in your time and energy audit, take note of these moments throughout your day-to-day life. So slightly different than when we get our best ideas, when do you feel creative or excited to create? So that's not necessarily generative ideas, but just like you're in the mood to do something creative, right? This could be when you're consuming art from other mediums or enjoying certain life experiences like travel, when you're collaborating with others and bouncing ideas off of each other, or when you're alone with your thoughts, off in a pond in Walden with your notebook in solitude. But the ultimate one is always going to be live theater. For some reason, I always feel my most creative after seeing a show, whether it's good or bad. Honestly, I always feel just like so excited to go back and write. Obviously, I can't see a show every single day of the week, but it's something that's helpful to know about myself. So the next thing is pretty key. When you don't feel excited to create and you don't feel inspired, what do you think will get you in the mood to do so? If you already have a method that you use, take note of what that is. Going for a walk to clear your head, making a playlist to get you in the mood for a specific project, reading scripts that really inspire you or kind of like role model scripts for you, rewatching some of your favorite films, talking through problems with a friend, jumping to a completely different task to take your mind off of it. If there are any methods that you currently do that work, we want to take note of those. And if you don't have any methods at all, then we're going to work on trying to find those. The next thing is thinking about your creative environment. When we drop into a creative flow state, we want to feel completely focused and centered where we are. We want to think about what environments are conducive to that. Where do you like to write? Where can you focus? Where do you feel really creative and inspired? This could be your home office that you've carefully curated with all your favorite tchotchkes and your best smelling candles and like a cozy blanket and whatever. This can be coffee shops where you get to people watch and overhear people talking and have a really nice latte and have cool music playing in the background. I want to think of general environment at home on your couch, office, library, coffee shop, bookstore. Where is that, right? We also want to think about the time of day, morning, afternoon, evening, late night. Also the social context. Are you alone? Do you prefer to work with other people, body doubling, either virtually or in person? Do you like to be alone but in a coffee shop where you're surrounded by other people, or a library, for example? And then also think about your physical state, right? Do you need to be well rested, or is your brain the best right after a workout? Do you need to be slightly or very caffeinated? Do you like to have a little wine to relax? Whatever elements you find, write them down and try to look for some commonalities. Based on this, we're going to kind of create an inspiration protocol. I kind of think of this as a game of MASH. Fill in the blanks for these questions. I get my best ideas when. I feel most creative when. When I'm stuck, I can jumpstart my creativity by. And my ideal creative environment is blank. Once we figure this out, we can stop waiting for inspiration to strike and start putting yourself in the situations where creativity will strike. If you're watching this in SBA, you can do this part of your workbook. Otherwise, you can just journal these prompts on a sheet of paper or in the notes app of your choice. The more specific you are with this exercise, I think the more useful it becomes. It kind of becomes your creativity manual or like recipe that you can reference whenever you need it. So once you do this exercise, post one thing that inspires you in the comments. And in our next video, we're going to talk about your roadblocks, what kind of gets you stuck and how to get unstuck. I'll catch you in day 6.